Welcome to Vue.js Application Development Essentials Section 5, Scaling Up with Vue Features. In this section, I will present you the next level of Vue features. At the beginning, we will learn SPA fundamentals, where we are going to work with Vue routing. Then we will set up server-side rendering in Node.js. And in the end, we will take a look at the state management in Vue. So in this first video, we'll learn what is a SPA, single-page application, and then we'll create a very basic SPA example. And we'll look for more examples. SPA. So basically, what is a single-page application? SPA is a web app in which the majority of interactions are handled on the client without the need to reach a server, with a goal of providing a more fluid user experience. For example, in traditional approach, when we click on the navbar link, for example, About Us, it will go to the page About Us. Request will be sent to the server, and the server will respond with HTML, and the browser will reload. In single-page application approach, when we click on the link, it will be handled, in our case, by Vue link, and we can do a request that will be sent to the server, and the server will respond with a JSON, with some data. And using data, we can reload only a view, since the browser will not reload. But it's only an example. And there are lots more advantages using single-page application approach. There is no need to write code to render pages on the server. Load time. We can split scripts or CSS into smaller chunks and then defer these chunks. It's easy to debug and effective caching, which means that we can store the data and then use this data and works even offline. SPA cons, it requires JavaScript enabled on the browser. It's slow to download because heavy client framework, and there are problems with the SEO optimization. Simple routing. So let's go to our code sandbox, make sure that everything is clear. We can also go to the main.js and remove the config production tip. Okay. Now in this tutorial, we are going to use a Vue router. So to do that, add a dependency, search for Vue router, make sure that you have the version above 3.0. Let's add that version, Vue router. And what is a Vue router? Let's go to the router.vue.js.org, where you will find the guide for the Vue router. And the Vue router is the library for routing dedicated for the Vue.js. And it includes the nested routing, modular component-based configuration, route params, query, and so on. So you can check the guide, and it's located on the router.vue.js.org. Okay, so let's create the very basic example. And to do that, first in our template, we want to use links. And Vue router wraps the A element. So you can use the router link component, which will render the A element with href. Inside router link, we can add a text like home. I will create another about. And to create href, we have to specify the to attribute and add slash for home and for about slash about. Okay, to display the component view, we have to specify the router view. The router view is component, it's almost the same as a slot. So if the routing will match, it will display the proper view for the path. Okay, so now we have to import view from Vue and also import Vue router from Vue router. Okay, so first we have to add Vue router to the Vue as a plugin. To do that, we can use use method. So we can add any number of plugins to our Vue, which will be available in our Vue context via use method. Then we have to define route components. So for example, I will create a home component, which will be a pure object with a template property, with a div and text home page. We can do the same, which will be available in our about page. So create about and change template text to about page. Now we can define the routes. So type const routes and is equal to an array of objects. And each object will represent the route. And it should contain the path, for example, slash, and the corresponding component. For example, for slash, we want to specify the home component. And do the same for about. So add slash about and component about. Awesome. So the last thing we have to do is create a router instance. So type const router is equal to new Vue router, and we have to pass routes as an option. Routes, just like that. And we can add router to our app to be router aware, just like that. Okay, make sure that you have a Vue config production tip to false in your main.js. And as you can see, we have a home link and about link. If I click on a home link, you will see the homepage text, which is a homepage component. If you click on about link, you will see the about page. Awesome. So as you can see, it's easy. And if you want to learn more about the Vue routing in depth, I really recommend you to visit the Vue Router guide. There you will find more advanced examples like dynamic routes and nested routes and so on. Okay, cool. So we are done in this video.